Hi guys, commentary video number 2. I'm on a roll. But I thought I would come on here and talk more because I just ended stream and I wasn't ready. I want to talk more, so I'm here to talk more. But today I figured I would talk about something that I get asked a lot, and I thought I would, go into a little bit more depth where I can sort of edit things in to show you guys things. Is the process of how I became a YouTuber and what I was doing before and that kind of stuff. So let me start from the very beginning if you don't know. I started this Caboodle channel when I was 14. I was about to turn 15, like September of 2020. I started Caboodle. Yeah, I was 14, which is kind of crazy to think about considering I'm 18 now. I'm turning 19 in a few months, which is like insane. And I'm still here, which I'm not mad about. But I've had loads of questions about like how I started, where I got my name from and stuff. So I'll go from where I got my name from. The Caboodle name is named after a comic book I used to love as a kid called Kitten Caboodle and the Cat Ear Emerald. And it was about a cat that was a spy. Because when I was younger, I used to love cats. Cats were like my whole thing. It was when I have 2 cats, by the way. Their names are Raspberry and Chocolate. This is them. They're adorable. But I used to love cats so much when I was a kid. Cats were like my thing. I was named the cat princess at the school I went to because I wasn't the cat queen. That was some other girl. There was like a hierarchy. I was the cat princess. So I was like second best, which is still pretty good. I loved cats, right? I loved cats so much. So I read this book, Kitten Caboodle, and then I needed to make usernames because I started playing video games when I was very young. And I needed to make usernames for these video games. And I just went, Kitten Caboodle 103 was my original username on everything, which is why my main channel is just Caboodle 103. It's the 103 from when I was younger, which I've seen a lot of people be like, why is there a 103 there? That's why. It's stealing from the username I had when I was a kid. And then over time it kind of evolved. It was okay, it was Kitten Caboodle 103, and then when I was 13 and I started playing League of Legends, I know, I don't get me started. I know, I'm aware. But when I started playing League of Legends when I was 13, I was like, Kitten Caboodle is too childish a name. You know what would be better? And this is my old username on YouTube as well. Caboodle Owo. It's cringe now. I'm aware. I know. Listen, I was 13, 14. I had a pass, okay? I was a child. I am no longer a child. That is no longer my username. But at the time, it was Caboodle Owo, which was the name that it started. Anyone who watched me back then will remember that name. But Caboodle Owo was the username I used on everything from then on because it was what my league name was. And the reason I started my YouTube channel was... This is embarrassing. The reason I started my YouTube channel was because I don't like school. I never liked school. I liked school when I was younger, and then high school just wasn't good for me, so I just did not like high school at all. And it got to a point where I wouldn't go a lot of the days because of how bad it was. It just sucked. So I wouldn't go. And my days started to become very merged together, and I would wake up and I would play League of Legends all day, and then I would go to bed, and that was my day every single day. And after about 3 weeks of that, I went, what the am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? I need some kind of impact, right? And I'd pretty much completely given up on school at this point because I hated it, and a bunch of other things I'm not gonna go into, but I hated it. I hated school, and I was like, you know what, I wanted to start a YouTube channel forever. And I was a big Unfortunately, I was a big Dream SMP fan back then because, it was September of 2020, and I think everyone who watched Minecraft was. So I really like the Dream SMP, and I went, you know what? Sure. Why not? I'll start a channel. I don't expect it to go anywhere. We'll just see where it goes. And then, after, for the first few weeks or so, nothing really happened. I think I got 20 subscribers in total. Was very excited about that. And then I saw Rambu on TikTok. And when Rambu, if you don't know the origins of Rambu, basically they started on TikTok and then gained a massive following on TikTok and then, spread it to all the other socials. And it was when Rambu was just first starting to blow up on TikTok. And I was seeing this and I was going, that's an idea. That's a good idea. So I was in sort of the first wave of Minecraft YouTubers after Rambu started. After Rambu started to blow up, I was in the first wave. So it was like me, Exoy, Kiwi Sugars, Tangy. I don't know if anyone recognizes any of these names. I don't think any of them still make content anymore. I miss you guys. I remember you guys. I miss you. I think Xoy still makes a video every now and then. I like kind of keep in contact with Xoy. The others I haven't spoken to in years, but it was like that kind of group. And there was a trend going around at the time because it was 2020 and it was cringe as but there was a trend going around the time that was like, oh, Rambu's the tall Minecraft YouTuber? How about a bunch of short Minecraft YouTubers? I'm not that short. I'm 5'4", which isn't that short. I think I was shorter at the time though because I was 14. I might have been like 5'2" or like 5'3". I don't know. I was younger at the time. I was 14. So I might have been shorter, but it was this trend of like oh, short Minecraft YouTubers? What about the short ones? And we made a little gang of short Minecraft YouTubers. It was cringe, but I was happy. Anyway, here's the first TikTok I ever made. It's still up, by the way. You can still watch it.
So we all know the tall, faceless MCYTs, yes? Recently on TikTok, I have seen an uprising of short, faceless MCYTs, and I am here to join the revolution. So here's now a bunch of funny clips of what I do on my channel. I post twice a week. I hope you enjoy them. Alice, what are you doing?
Sunset. That's not the sun.
That's not the sun!
You're like, I'm better than everyone else. Shut up, Nick.
You don't have to craft. There's a menu of the armor, dude.
What do you mean there's a...
There's a menu. What is that?
Whoa.
Oh.
But yeah, that original video was just me. Those like the clips were my old YouTube videos. I privated those videos now because they have they had IRL people in them, like IRL friends, and I don't want it to get out of hand, and I didn't want to get doxxed and things like that. So I've privated them now. But that's where it all started. But you know, in my life, that was not the first time I'd made a YouTube channel. That was not the first time I'd played or watched Minecraft content either. When I was like maybe 11-ish, I tried to start a YouTube channel as well. But since I was 11 back then, I was not allowed to have any of my YouTube videos published without my dad watching them entirely first to make sure I didn't dox myself. So eventually they just kind of fizzled out because my dad decided to stop watching them over time because he just got distracted or busy or whatever. But back then, I'm not telling you the channel name. I don't know if it's public. I think I've privated it. I don't remember the login to it at all. So I think everything's privated now. But I used to have a channel where I would make 2 different gameplay videos. I'd make 2 different types of videos. Roblox and World of Warcraft. Which are like 2 completely opposite games. I'm assuming most of you watching this video have at least heard of Roblox. You know what it is. World of Warcraft is one of my favorite games of all time. My dad played it a lot when I was growing up, so it was the first video game I ever played. When I was like 5 or 6, I started playing WoW because it came out when I was like before I was born. And it still is one of my favorite games of all time. So my dad was like really addicted to it when I was a kid. So I played it a lot with him. So it's always been one of my favorite games ever. And I was like, you know what? I like Roblox. I like World of Warcraft. Sure. Obviously I was 11, didn't know anything about the concept of niches, but you know, I was a kid. I was having fun. So I made quite a few videos there. I would upload like once every 8 months. No, I uploaded like 3 times in like 3 months and then like would upload once every 8 months from like 5th grade to 7th grade. And then when I went to high school, I stopped. But there was that channel I had first. And then in terms of the Minecraft phases, you know, I've liked Minecraft content my whole life. I've always liked Minecraft. One of my IRL friends who I'm still friends with, like one of my childhood best friends, introduced me to Minecraft when I was pretty young, I'd say. I'd say we were like 7, 8 maybe. And I'd play on my tiny little iPad mini. I was a f***ing iPad kid. I know. I was an iPad kid. I'm so sorry. But I play Minecraft on my little iPad mini with him. And I would only play in creative. I did not play survival Minecraft until I was like 12 or 13 because I was terrified of it. I didn't like the zombies. I didn't like the cave sounds. I was so scared. I was so scared of it. So I did not play it until I was maybe 12. But I used to play creative world and I would build these massive creative worlds. And one of my most prominent memories of that time when I was playing Minecraft is it was before the Redstone update came out on Minecraft, like Pocket Edition. And I remember I made these like this massive world. It was before the borders were unlimited as well. And I made this massive world as big as it could get. I remember it being massive, but it probably wasn't that big. And I made these massive like redstone like roller coasters that went between everything. Cause it was when powered rails were just powered by like just by default. Like, you didn't have to power them with anything because it was before redstone torches existed. And I made like so many of these massive roller coasters, and then the redstone update happened, and suddenly none of them worked because I built them entirely out of powered rails. And I was so upset. I was so sad because it was like thousands of blocks of powered rails that now did not work at all. And I was so sad. That's one of like the most prominent memories, but that was sort of the first exposure I had to Minecraft. And then I also used to watch, of course, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of popular MMOs, the OG Minecraft YouTubers. I watched a lot of popular MMOs, was a huge fan of him. I watched a lot of Stampy Cat. I wouldn't have remembered that I was a Stampy Cat fan if I didn't, when I was a kid, I used to sew a lot. I used to make like plushies and clothing and things like that when I was a kid. And I made a Stampy Cat onesie when I was a kid. Here it is. But that I still have it. It's like sat in the back of my office. I still have it. And I wouldn't have remembered that I was a Stampy fan, honestly, if it wasn't for that. But I used to watch Stampy a lot. I used to watch Popular MMOs a lot. I used to watch iBallistic Squid. His like Attack of the B Team series that he did was like my favorite thing ever. I rewatched it so much. I kind of want to go back and rewatch it now just for like old time's sake. But it was like my favorite thing was his Attack of the B Team series. But I had that kind of phase. And then when I was sort of older, more like 11, maybe 10, 11, I watched like not Minecraft. I watched like Lore DIY and Alex Wasabi and like lifestyle YouTubers, that kind of area. And then the first time I had a noticeable hyperfixation. I probably had hyperfixations before this and didn't remember. If you don't know, I have ADHD, which means that I get hyperfixations, which if you don't know is sort of like when you find something and you become like completely encompassed by it, like it takes over your entire being. Like it felt like I needed it to survive, essentially. It was like all I would think about constantly all the time, and it would like physically pain me if I wasn't doing something to do with this. And that thing was Afmao. Now, if you don't know who Afmao is still a Minecraft YouTuber that's still around to this day. But she has a series, or had, I guess it's, well, season 7 just got announced. There's a series that she has called My Street, which is, I can't believe I'm talking about this. It is a Minecraft roleplay series that she made back in the day. She had 2 series. She had 2 that I know of back then, which was Minecraft Diaries and My Street. I didn't watch Minecraft Diaries. I tried to, but I just didn't find it interesting. But I was completely and utterly obsessed with My Street. Oh my God. It was like bad. It was like bad. Oh my God. That is still to this day the most intense hyperfixation I've ever had. It went on for a year and a half of like this, like I would wake up in the morning and the first thing I would think about was My Street. It was so bad. It is, and My Street still has an effects on me today. I created my own lore series now, Caboodle SMP, that is like, it has things that are drawn from My Street that are just like in my writing because of how obsessed I was with that series when I was a kid. I still have the My Street season 4 poster is still on my wall in my office. That poster is like 6 years old now. But I was completely obsessed with that series. So, oh my God, I don't think I've ever been more obsessed with a series in my entire life than My Street. It was kind of insane. I still have so much of the merch from it. I still have like the little like figurines of the couples that were in the show. I still have Aaron's jacket. Like I got Aaron's wolf ears. Like it was a whole thing. I was like that weird kid. That was me. And I ended up becoming a Minecraft YouTuber myself. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? But that was sort of that phase. And then after My Street died out, I got it more into anime when I was more like when I was like 13, 14, I got into anime for a bit, which I still like anime. I don't watch anime as much anymore. I don't really get time to. I've been watching the Suicide Squad Isekai recently, actually, because I've been in a big DC phase at the moment. Big hyperfixation on Joker and Harley Quinn. They're amazing, by the way. Soon as I know more about them and I'm deeper into this hyperfixation, expect hyperfixation rambling about them because it will happen. Because there's going to be a time where I just need to yap. I just need to yap about them and it will happen. But after that, I got into anime, and then in the beginning-ish of 2020, I'd say like May time 2020, I found Skeppy. And then I started, I liked Skeppy's content a lot. I started watching Skeppy a lot. Was a big fan of Skeppy for a while. And then, yeah. And then, you know, as the year went on, Dream SMP happened. And then Skeppy led me into Dream SMP. And then Dream SMP happened for a while. I'm sure you're all aware. I didn't get into that. But, and then I became a YouTuber. At the end of 2020. And then I became a YouTuber and started doing my own If you don't know, I also edit all of my own videos. Well, most bits. I have editors help me with some bits now. The next video I'm doing, I'm having an editor help me with because it's huge. But for the most part, I edit all of my own videos. And I sort of edit my videos. If you're not an editor, you might not have picked up on this, but the way that I edit my videos is in a very like fluid kind of way. It's sort of very, I do a lot of transitions that are like, I don't know how to describe this. It's very flowy. I care a lot about like time graphs, which again, if you don't edit, you might have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But I say that because, you know, it's, it's so interesting having my own like community now and like people that watch these videos, because I used to be like in the other Minecraft YouTubers community, and then I started making my own content. And now I'm here. Not only was I in Minecraft YouTubers like communities, I made like fan cams and edits and stuff. And that's how I learned to edit. My entire first video was edited entirely in After Effects because it's the only program I knew how to use at the time. Because I had a friend of mine, because I used to make edits for like anime. And then when I found Minecraft and I found like Skeppy and Dream SMP, I would make edits for that. And I had like a decent following on Instagram of an editing account of like Dream SMP members. And now it's like, huh, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? 14-year-old little cab never would have expected me to be here now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? But I figured that I would show, because I was fucking good at it too. I made edits on After Effects and I was good at that, dude. I figured I'd show a few of them. This video is still gonna get copyrighted because of the music, but you know, I'll take that hit. I figured I'd show a few of the old ones. You know, preface as well. I do not own the @ anymore. The @ that's the watermark that's in these videos is not my watermark anymore. If you try and find that account, it's not me. I'm sure someone else has taken the @ by now because it's been 4 years, but that @ isn't me anymore. Don't try and search for the other one. The other account doesn't exist. Like the original account that these were posted on doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, here's the edits.
Make me seem like some sort of stupid person.
Yes, that was my doing.
Technoblade never dies!
She got diamonds in her mouth, yeah, she come from down south, yeah, she tryna put it down, yeah. She taking off her blouse, yeah, she want it right now, yeah, she deserves a round.
But yeah, so people I've shown those edits to can like, you can kind of see like the similarities in my editing style between those edits and what's now in my videos. Like you can see the kind of transitions that I do. You can see how similar it is, but I don't edit like that much anymore. I do if I have like a super heavy hyperfixation on something, or like sometimes I edit my friends. Like I've edited Clown before, I've edited Ash before. I just do it when it's fun now, but I figured I'd show a little bit of my origins, a little bit of my roots. This is definitely a shorter one than the other commentary video, but I want to do more of these, and I'm also going to run out of lifesteal footage if I talk for 30 minutes every time. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Yeah, I'll see you when I want to record next. Bye!